Hello students, I welcome you to our English class on Madhu App. Children, in the last period, in the previous class, we discussed the second part of the topic, the trunk of Ganesha. So half of the second part is completed. Before proceeding towards the remaining part, let's remember some of the important points that we have already discussed. The 61-year-old Govind Maharana had a large family comprising his wife, 3 sons and 2 grandchildren. The eldest son, who was married and had 2 children, was a drifter. The second son worked as an apprentice in a paper mill. The youngest son, named Ranju, promised to take up his father's ancestral job. Next, Govind Maharana brought some minor changes in the designing of the clay figure, as the customer wanted, not of his own, to be more appropriate and suitable with the changing times to the contemporary society. The 6-foot-high image of Ganesha, proposed to be sold at the sum of 250 rupees, stood incomplete. Ranju stared at the unfinished idol and mumbled something bitterly and tried to soothe his desolated father's heart. Next to the topic. The image stood incomplete. To one side of the room facing the grilled window, set into the northern wall. Cracks had started appearing at several places where the clay had dried. The straw skeleton of the image showed its forks through the mud where the trunk had torn. Quickly, Ranju cleared the debris surrounding the image. He brought a fresh mass of clay and placed it before his father to knead. Govinda looked closely at his son. No, there is no trace of ridicule evident on the young face. No harshness of youth, merely a mute acceptance of the moment. His glance turned to the image again. Next, and before he realized what he was doing, his hands were once again kneading the clay, warmly, professionally, making it into the right stickiness as he began carefully filling the tear. Govind had nearly finished mending the broken trunk when Ranju interrupted him. Father, the draft from the window. Maybe it should be closed. The image now appeared as clean and smooth as a mannequin. There were no traces of the recurring disaster. The possibility of a gust of wind breaking the image was too remote, Govinda thought. But the image had been placed very close to the open window, only a meter away. He had shifted the image himself deliberately in order that more light would be available for his work, and the wet clay would dry up sooner, facing the draft of window. But that the wind could be a destroyer had never entered his mind. He decided, not the wind, it seems impossible. Now you will explain the meanings of some unfamiliar words. Draft means a violent entry, here the wind. Ridicule means to make fun of. Mannequin means a life-size model of a human body. Then kneading, to work and press into a mass. Children, here you see the image of mannequin. Okay. You might have seen it in the cloth store and garment factory. Now we will explain the meanings of each stanza line by line. Okay, my dear children? The image stood incomplete. To one side of the room facing the grilled window, set into the northern wall. It means in the northern wall of the working room of the Govinda Maharana, a grilled window was set, towards which the face of Lord Ganesha was kept, so that more light and wind it will receive and dry up soon. Okay, children? cracks had started. Cracks, you might have found cracks during the winter season in your hands, legs. Okay, cracks had started appearing at several places where the clay had dried. When idol makers make idols, you might have seen cracks. When they gets dried up, cracks started appearing on it, on the clay figure. So cracks had started appearing at several places where the clay had dried. The straw skeleton of the image. Before putting clay, an image was made out of the straw. Okay, that is called straw skeleton. That gives a proper shape and structure to the idol maker. Make it easier to make it. The straw skeleton of the image showed its fork through the mud where the trunk had torn. Where the trunk had torn means when the trunk part of the Ganesh gets damaged or broken, on that part straw skeleton was clearly visible when it gets broken off. Okay children, the next, quickly Ranju cleared the debris surrounding the image. Here Ranju, who was Ranju? Ranju was the youngest son of Govinda Maharana. After seeing the debris around the broken trunk, he cleared it. Okay, so that it will be very easier for his father to do it again. He brought, okay children, B-R-O-U-G-H-T. B-R, here spelling mistake is there, brought. He brought a fresh mass of clay and placed it. Placed it means kept in an appropriate and proper place. Placed it before his father, means in front of his father, Govinda Maharana. Govinda Maharana was father of Ranju. Ranju saw the broken part, trunk part, and he also saw the straw skeleton becoming very visible to the audience or the other persons. So he cleared the debris and kept a fresh mass of clay before his father, means in front of his father. To knead means what? To make a mass of, okay, to make it a proper quantity. To knead the clay and place in the broken part. Govinda looked closely at his son. No, there is no trace of ridicule evident on the young face. On the young face means on the face of Ranju. Govinda Maharana thought that he was being deceived and ridiculed by his son. But when he observed his son very closely and carefully, he realized that my son was not ridiculing him. No harshness of youth. Harshness means very sternness, very rude. No harshness of youth means Ranju was not angry. He merely accepted the challenge, the difficulty or an obstacle that came to his father. His son, the son of Govinda Maharana, did not laugh at his father. Okay, he respected him and asked him to do it again. Merely a mute acceptance of the moment. His glance turned to the image again. His glance means the glance of Govinda Maharana. Govinda Maharana at first looked at his son. He accepted, okay, the advice of his son. Then looked at the image once again. And before he realized what he was doing, his hands, means Govinda Maharana's hands, were once again kneading the clay warmly, professionally, making it into the right stickiness as he began carefully filling the tear. Govinda Maharana held the clay that his son put before him. Okay, he tried to knead it, make it a proper quality so that it will be more suitable, okay, more healthier and wealthier, best for himself to put in the broken part of the Lord Ganesh, so that it will not get broken once again. Okay, Govind Maharana brought the clay into the proper condition or situation. Stickiness, that is very important to keep the trunk very firmly and closely. Then carefully filling the tear. Tear means the broken part. He mended, okay, he corrected the broken part by bringing the clay into the proper condition and putting into on the trunk part of the Ganesh. Govind had nearly finished mending the broken trunk when Ranju interrupted him. Father, the draft from the wind, maybe it should be closed. Here, his son, Govind Maharana's son Ranju, reminded his father, Father, there is a possibility and very likely that the enemy, our enemy, or that may be the wind, would come through the window and destroy our completed image, Lord Ganesh. So, it will be better to keep the image some distances away. He reminded his father, Ranju. Okay, Ranju interrupted by saying, Father, the draft means what? Draft means the gust of wind. Okay, draft from the window. Maybe it should be closed. It should be closed means the window should be closed, must be closed, in order to keep our idol safe and secure. The image now appeared. Children, the image now appeared as clean and smooth, as a mannequin. Mannequin, you saw the image of mannequin means a life-size human body. Okay, it is very smooth and clean. Like the mannequin, Govind Maharana brought the idol Lord Ganesh in the form of mannequin. The image of Lord Ganesh was as smooth and clean as the mannequin. There were no traces, no examples of the recurring disaster. Disaster means an unfortunate event or incident. It was happening simultaneously and sequentially. Govind Maharana now was confirmed that now there will be no recurring disaster, no repeated disaster. Recurring means repeated. The possibility of a gust of wind breaking the image was too remote, means out of his sight. Okay, out of the Govind Maharana sight, that there is no possibility of wind, that it will destroy my image now. But the image had been placed, means had been kept very close to the open window. He also observed some important points, that our image is too close to the open window. There may be some harm. So that's why he suspected Govind Maharana. Okay, only a meter away. Our image had been kept a meter away from the window. He had shifted, means after due consideration, he decided to shift the window lest it will be get damaged or destroyed. He had shifted the image himself. Govind Maharana himself shifted the image deliberately, means knowingly or intentionally, in order that more light would be available for his work. He did the job in a way that it will not be deprived of getting any light. Okay, children? Then next. And the wet clay would dry up sooner, because it will get more sunlight, it will dry up sooner. Dry up sooner, facing the draft of window. Getting the gust of wind, it will dry up sooner. But that the wind could be a destroyer, creator, destroyer. Destroyer means a thing that destroys or causes damages. Destroyer had never entered his mind, never entered Govind Maharana's mind. It was out of his mind that wind would be a destroyer to my image. He decided, not the wind, no wind, it seems impossible. I think it is impossible, not possible, that a wind would destroy my image. Children, now we will move to discuss some questions and its answers. Fill in the blanks with suitable words. First, there are some words in the bracket: quickly, closely, carefully, deliberately, nearly. A. Govinda looked dash at his son. Which word is very suitable? Yes, children, Govinda looked closely. Okay, closely. Then next, he began dash filling the tear. He began, yes, carefully filling the tear. Carefully. Then next, he had shifted the image dash near the window. Which one will be very appropriate? Yes, absolutely correct. It will be, he had shifted the image deliberately. Govind had dash finished mending the broken trunk. Correct. Govind had nearly. Govind had nearly finished mending the broken trunk. Ranju dash cleared the debris surrounding the image. Ranju, then which option is left? That is quickly. Ranju quickly cleared the debris surrounding the image. Next we will move to the next section. Match the following opposite words: fresh, closed, smooth, remote, destroy. In A option, A section. Okay, children, this is A, B, A column, B column. Match column A with B. Fresh, which will be very appropriate? Fresh, I will connect it with fresh, that is stall. Okay, children. Closed, which one will be correct? Close, open. Smooth, which one is correct? Smooth, rough. Very good. Remote, its correct matching will be correct. Remote, that is near. Destroyer, which one is left? Destroyer, creator. God is creator. Okay, we are the destroyer because we are destroying everything by doing many ill activities or bad activities. That is all about today's discussion. Thank you, children. Bye bye.